Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy. Peace and Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane, host is Njiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I want to speak about the national convention that Maibuye, Africa Maibuye movement has successfully hosted. I must say successfully hosted because I think for a new political party, for them to have members that are paying in the convention, and to have those type of numbers to turn up, I think it was a success. There's some key things that Floyd Nkosivambo has said in that his final address when he was answering the questions and when he was giving his final address that I want to touch on because they are so very important. I'm still going to play the entire speech that he gave, I think 32 minutes somewhere there. It is worth listening to. It is worth listening to. And if you don't want to listen to it, you will then listen to my recap with about maybe 11 points that Floyd Nkosivambo raised that I want to touch also here. Before I do that, please click the like button, smash the subscribe button, and also leave your thoughts on the comment section on what you think or what Floyd Nkosivambo is saying. We are almost at 60,000 subscribers. I'll be so happy, ladies and gentlemen, if we can do it before the end of December. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of content in the coming, especially in the second half of December. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And please continue supporting the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. It is December. I know money is a little bit slow, but thank you to the people that remain faithful to the gifting of Paseta to make sure that we invest in the future generation. We must invest. We don't have a choice, as you guys don't understand. We don't have a choice. And there is another video that I'm going to drop for you guys today. I will drop it at, let me say 3 o'clock. I'll drop it at 3 o'clock on why it is important to have Pan-Africanism, and not coming from my words, coming from Jeff Research, that I'm going to play you that video. Listen to that video carefully, why Africa is the next big thing, why it is our turn as Africa to be the next China and to be the next India because of our population. So I'm going to play that video. Make sure that you watch it. And as you are watching it, donate to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. Okay. So things that I highlighted in Floyd Nkosivambo's final speech is that the leadership term there is 7 years. Some leaders regionally and provincially 5 years, and some are 4 years. It's very confusing when he started speaking about the leadership. But what I noted very much with the highlight Koki is that he said, once you are in this leadership, no one will remove you. No one will remove He said, even if someone comes bad, who is better than you, no one will remove you. Listen to the clip. I think he says it in the very beginning because it's at the top of my notes. He says it in the very beginning, in the first few minutes of the video. So another thing he says, VDs are going to consist of, every VD will consist of 50 members, okay, to be compliant. So we know many political parties were going, according to that, 50 members. You have to galvanize, mobilize at least 50 people in your VD. Then we can say Maibuye has got a representative in that VD. 50 members. That's very important to talk. He talked about Mahonisi, where he comes from, at his village, and says that village has got absolutely no service delivery, roads, water, whatsoever. There's nothing there. And I'm like, Floyd, you've been in government for so long. You guys have got money for days, and you guys cannot invest back in the villages that you guys are coming from. With the type of money that Floyd has, he should have been saying, in my village, I'm the one who built the clinic. In my village, I'm the one who built the paving. In the village, I'm the one who employs more people, things like that. But anyways, that's none of my business. It's something that he highlighted, so I am highlighting it as well. He also spoke about the 2026 workshop. I think they will be having it in January. 2026 election workshop that they will be having, the training that they will be having. So they will be gathering the Maibuye people and training them and teaching them how to go and talk to the voters in order to have a successful election in the 2026 local elections. So that's very, very important. I think that many people, what I bump into many times is that politicians are not media trained. They can't talk. I meet a lot of politicians, and we ourselves like outside the away from the camera, let me say that, and you can hear that this person will not be able to speak in front of camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, media training is very important for the leadership of political parties. Another thing that Floyd Nkosibambo spoke about is the issue of water. He says they are already starting to invest in boreholes. They want to bring water to the waterless people, the people that don't have water. He says it must be made a national disaster so that thing can be tackled. Really, he says people are sharing water with animals, and that is at the dams and everything. It's really sad to hear those things. Floyd also said the people of Maibuye must understand the Maibuye vision and be able to articulate it to the voters as an alternative vision. He says you must give the vision of Maibuye, and the people must understand that this is an alternative vision to the other visions that we have in our political space. And also, he says people must be selfless. You must not be selfish. You must always be able to serve other people and all of those things. He says there's no salaries. If you are joining Maibuye and you think you want to get salaries and you want to get all of those things, he says no salaries, no school fees money. We know with that he's referring to Nolubabalo. And he says no blue lights, no cars. There's no cars that are going to drive you around. So he's making that clear right now. He says they don't have endless resources. He says Maibuye does not have endless resources. The national leadership will look for funding. He says even though we don't have funds, but the national leadership will go and look for funding and seek the funding so that everyone who is competing and campaigning for the elections will be able to get their posters, their placards, and their t-shirts. He has promised that right there at the national convention. He says they were struggling even with the national convention with the numbers up until Wednesday. He says up until Wednesday, they were out there with Bishop Zondo, Raymond Zondo. I know the Raymond Zondo, Bishop Bafana Zondo. And he said, Sticky Steven Zondo. He said they did not have any money. After the prayer, people started calling and saying, listen, I will cover KwaZulu-Natal, I will cover whatever. So even during the week, they were still struggling with raising the funds to pay. So he says as the national convention is concluded, the Maibuye political party will owe no one, or no one is owed by Maibuye, which was something that was nice to hear, because we don't want to hear political parties owing the sound people, owing the venue people, and all of that. And he says, when he was addressing that, he says, respect titles. He says, when you go to churches or wherever you go and someone has got a title, address them with their title. If you are speaking to Dr. Ndlozi, make sure that you say Dr. Ndlozi. Don't say Professor Ndlozi. And he was making an example with the churches. He says, in other churches, they are led by bishops, apostles, prophets, pastors. So you can't be at an apostle church, an apostle-led church, and say, Pastor King said so. No, I'm apostle King said so, because there is a ranks in the spiritual or the religious bodies as well. So that's something that he spoke about for the people. So I did speak about water being made a natural disaster, and also going and getting boreholes for the people who are poor. So in conclusion, when I was listening to the input from the ground, when people were taking the mic and speaking to the Maibuye leadership and everything, I was impressed. I was like, these people, I was impressed. I was like, hey, young. I was genuinely impressed. There's some of the suggestions that were coming from the floor. Top notch. I won't lie to you guys. If you want me to post those ones again, the ground forces speaking, I can do that. But I'm telling you, go and watch it at the Maibuye YouTube channel. I think you will find it there. It's 3 hours something, so you will just have to shift, go forward, and you will get those videos. But I was impressed generally. I was impressed with the organizations. No scenes that no funny things that have happened. We have not heard anything about accidents and all of those things. That's something that I like to hear from black parties organizing events. I don't want to hear any terrible things that are happening, like those people that were shot dead there in that tavern. So let me play the entire speech. Thank you so much for tuning in. I tried to put it into 10 minutes, my recap, and I hope you guys will be able to enjoy it. Listen to what Floyd Nikushivambo said.
To provide better services, quality water, quality health care, and electricity to our people. That leader is a leader of Africa Maibuye Movement, the president of Africa Maibuye Movement, Comrade Nico Shivambu.
Maibuye, Maibuye, ya Afrika, Maibuye, ya Afrika. Viva Africa Maibuye Movement, viva! Viva Africa Maibuye Movement, viva! Amanda! Away two! Now thank you very much, National Chairperson, and thank you very much to the leadership. I think from the beginning, comrades, delegates, the people of South Africa, I think we must give a round of applause for a very successful inaugural national convention of Africa Maibuye Movement. We have now come to the conclusion of this very important gathering in the politics of South Africa. We acknowledge all the leaders that have joined us, the guests, the Council of Elders, led by Nkosi Mthimkhulu, the religious sector led by our Archbishop, the Chaplain General Archbishop Bafana Zondo, and all the religious leaders that have been with us here, the delegates from all the provinces. We always affirm that we have got delegates from all the 9 provinces, and all the 53 districts of South Africa are represented in this national convention. So all of us, now that we have adopted the commission reports and resolutions, we have adopted the constitution, want to assure you now that all of us that have been appointed into leadership responsibilities are appointed there for the terms of office that we have agreed upon. The National Core Team members, including all the officials and the additional members, is 7 years for the inaugural term. And for all the provincial core teams, it's 5 years. For all the provincial core teams is 5 years as the inaugural term of office, and thereafter it will be 4 years. It's 7 years inaugural term for the NCT, and thereafter 5 years. And then it's 5 years for the PCT, and thereafter will be 4 years. It's 4 years of all the appointed regional core teams, and thereafter it will be 3 years. It's 3 years for the sub-regional core teams, and then thereafter will be 2 years. I'm emphasizing this so that all of us work within a framework. It's not a limitless term, but we must know that there are certain things that are expected from all of us. One of those that we expect as the leadership is that we must avoid gatekeeping into the organization. We must avoid gatekeeping into the organization. That is number one. Number two, we must not migrate the squabbles and factions of other political parties into Maibuye. If you had differences with people in the ANC, this is not the ANC. If you had differences with people in MK, this is not MK. If you had differences with people in the EFF, this is not the EFF. This is Maibuye Africa has got its own life. And we must respect its integrity on everything else that we do. We must not come with squabbles and fights of other political parties. We must be a movement that is open for all the membership. There is no one who is going to remove you from the leadership responsibility. So don't have fear. Even if when we get people who are much more better experienced and skilled than you in terms of local government, allow them to come to Maibuye Africa. Let's stop all forms of gatekeeping. Comrades, we have already given way forward in the political address that we gave that let us go and constitute VD-based branches with a minimum of 50 members. Each and every VD-based branch must have a minimum of 50 members. If you have historically been involved in coordination and doing and being involved in elections work, you will know that as permanent infrastructure, you need to have VD-based structures. Elections take place at VD level. There are very few wards in South Africa, it's less than 5, that have got only one VD. I think it is the ward in central Johannesburg where Joburg Park North is covered, and one ward in eThekwini. Very few wards have got one VD, but all the VDs must have a minimum of 50 members. If we want to be a self-respecting organization that wants to take over political power, all the VDs must have a minimum of 50 members so that we can have the necessary presence. And all the wards membership will be a result of the membership that comes from VDs, including the ward leadership must necessarily have representation of all the VDs. One of the things which we also have raised before is that this demarcation that, particularly in rural areas, that has been imposed, undermines a lot of traditional authorities. And I can tell you now, there are so many villages that have never had organized political activity because in a ward which has got 5 villages, you find that one village is dominating everything. From 1995, when local government began in South Africa, councillors have been coming from one village, and the other villages are not looked after. And the same with service delivery. I come where I was born, is Ward 17 in Collins Chabane municipality in Vembe district in Limpopo. Ward 17 has got Mpambo village, has got Maonisi village, has got Shikamani village. And when they give report about the work that they have done for Ward 17, They say, no, we have built a ring road in Ward 17, but that ring road is built in Pambo village. There is nothing in the village which I come from, Maonisi village, which has ever been done by any municipality, by any government, except some dilapidating RDP houses, which were not needed and built in 1997, and 80% of them have collapsed. So ourselves, we necessarily should have VD-based branches as the primary and most basic unit of our movement. That is the only way we're going to be in constant touch with our people. Comrades, we are going to start the year with an elections workshop. The comrade, I forgot the name, from the capital city of Pretoria in Mamelodi, said we must speak about elections. In the beginning of the year, we're going to start with elections workshop, which will be a national gathering with representatives from all the regions, from all the provinces, and all the strategic sectors, where we are going to talk in detail as to how do we speak to all the voters in South Africa. How do we speak to all the 42 million people above the age of 18 and those who are still going to turn 18? Because we must also run a thorough registration campaign and program to register the more than 20 million people who are not on the voters' roll. It must be the primary responsibility of Maibuye to go and look for the people who are not on the voters' roll. Because in 2024, only 16 million adults voted in the general elections, despite the fact that those who are above the age of 18 in South Africa is more than 42 million. We have to go and look for those people that have lost faith, have lost confidence in this so-called democratic government. There is no any other scientific way to illustrate that the people have lost faith in this institution of so-called democracy. Our people do not trust politicians. Our people do not trust politics in South Africa as we speak, because politics have gotten to make the conditions of the people worse through corruption, through lack of service delivery, through non-maintenance of basic municipal infrastructure. Our roads have got potholes everywhere. In some instances, we even wish there was no road at all constructed by a municipality. If you go to Bushbuck Ridge, towards Manyeleti, in Shubukan, there is no need for those roads to be existing, because if anything, the gravel road was better than that. The water infrastructure is collapsing. All wastewater treatment systems are collapsing. We still have many areas in South Africa that do not have water. 31 years after the so-called democracy. And that is why our people have lost confidence in politics, in the electoral system. We, as Maibuye Africa, must fill that gap and revive the hope of our people to say that we can achieve total freedom and emancipation now. That is why we must go on the ground and be present in all the areas. Our elections workshop should develop a clear framework as to how do we speak to all the people of South Africa and give them a clearer alternate vision and a clear framework. The other aspect, comrades, that should be an immediate program of action for all the sub-regions, the regions and provinces. Let us go and speak to our people. Let us go and listen to our people. We already have said here that the greatest lesson that we derived out of the Maibuya consultation process is that our people know what is to be done. Our people are not empty buckets who are waiting for electoral promises. Let us go on the ground and source solutions. Our manifesto for 2026 must be based wholly on the input of the people on the ground. And the manner in which we interact with the people must be respectful. As leadership of the sub-region, of the region, of the province, as national leaders, when you organize a community engagement in an area, you must set aside the whole day. You can't organize 2 or 3 meetings in the same day because you will be in a hurry to go to the next meeting. You will not be different from all these other political parties who are always in a hurry to where we will not know. Check the politicians from all these political parties. Whether they attend a funeral or wedding or family gathering, they will never finish the time there. They are always in a hurry to somewhere, and you will not know where they're going to. Because there's nothing that they are doing. If there was something that they were doing, we could see with the developmental impact. In Maibuya, if you are a leader of Maibuya, even when you attend a funeral, you can't be in a hurry to go elsewhere. When you attend and visit a church, you must be there for the whole day. You set aside the whole day. When you attend a wedding, you must attend the whole day and not be in a hurry and interact with the people much more convincingly. You know, we were in a funeral 3 weeks ago in Hebron of the mother of the provincial secretary of Northwest. May his soul rest in peace. We're with Secretary General Mahlaba and Fundraiser General Magubane. And one of them had suggested that immediately after the funeral we must leave, we must go and leave to Johannesburg. And I said, we can never do that. We do not work like that. Let us stay here. And we stayed for a very long time. And later on, the members of the community, Deputy President Mahohodi was there as well, and the leadership of Bojanala. When time was progressing, the community members said, can we please be told how do we join Maibuya and where do we join Maibuya? I can tell you now, just there in that place, when we left, we had recruited not less than 100 members of people who said that we are willing to work for Maibuya because you are here with us. If we were in a hurry, we would have missed an opportunity to speak and convince a lot of our people. And that is the case everywhere. It's applicable to everywhere. So leaders of Maibuya, when you go on the ground, be patient with the people. Sometimes you must be able to listen even to things that you do not agree with. Sometimes you must be able to keep quiet and listen even to misrepresentation of facts. Don't interrupt when a person is saying something and says, you do not know anything, you do not know anything. Allow people to speak. And then when you come, you must respectfully correct them to say that actually that information has been updated. This is the fact now. And not be dismissive. Let us go and interact with our people on the ground. Comrades, we expect all of us to be guided and informed by the principle of selflessness. I'm I don't have a single doubt that majority, if not all of us here, will be deployed to one or another form of responsibility in public representation in government. So that is guaranteed. Like I know, and it's not even a major issue. But let's be selfless. Let's have selflessness in the true sense. And you know, we can boldly say and advise comrades now that those who think that at these formative stages, there is going to be salaries and convoys of cars to drive them around and school fees, budgets, and all of those things. Those who have got that anticipation, you are in a wrong organization. Do you know, comrades, we all of us in the officials here, Deputy Chair of the Maibuya Africa, all of us, we were proper extorted. Including by that affiliate which the chairperson of King Tetoya region was talking about, which must be deleted from the constitution. Every day, no, there's a meeting of my organization, 20,000, 40,000, every day. And we keep on saying that, comrades, we are building a new organization. We do not have endless resources. But every day when a person opens their mouth is money. We will be able to build an organization that will exist in all corners of South Africa. We take full responsibility ourselves as the national leaders that will go and fundraise adequate resources to make sure that all the members of Africa Maibuya have got t-shirts. When we contest elections, all of them must have posters, pamphlets, and basic campaign material so that we can be able to reach out to as many people as possible. But also as leaders at sub-regional, at regional, at provincial level, you must take responsibility. You must take full responsibility of leadership. It can't be correct that when we say, please convene a regional meeting, even of the leadership, no, I want resources. Every time. Let us come with ways of how we get to raise resources. We have convened this very successful national convention because all of us here contributed for the national convention to be successful. And there is nothing wrong. So some people were thinking that it's a scandal that we said that because we do not have a budget, we are not yet a represented party, which gets allocation from the IEC or from government or from parliament. We said for this national convention to be successful, we should have all the delegates contribute 500 rands. And that is how we're able to cover for accommodation, cover for food, cover for transport. At the end of this national convention, there will not be anyone in South Africa who is owed by Africa Maibuya movement. And that is due to, and that also is a demonstration of commitment to the cause. That is a demonstration of commitment to the cause. If all corners of South Africa could come to say, let us have this national convention. Come hail, come high waters, come whatever thing, it will happen. On Wednesday, the Archbishop convened pastors. Bishop Chabalala was there, Bishop, all the bishops that, Bishop Jones was there. They preached, we even prayed for money to fund this national convention. And when we're praying, we didn't have a single cent to pay for many of the things that have to be paid for. And we stood up, myself with the Deputy President, to say we fully accept and in faith we are going to have this national convention. And from there, then opportunities began to open up. People say, no, can I cover KwaZulu-Natal? Can I cover Western Cape? Can I cover Northern Cape? Some of the delays was because the commitments were coming drips by drips. But ultimately, we were able to have a national convention that is represented by all our people. So, comrades, we've got a journey ahead. We've got an appointment with the future. And the future will belong to Africa Maibuye movement. You know, I had brief interaction with former President Kgalema Motlanthe at the National Day of Prayer. And I said to him that I don't see the ANC in the future. There is no ANC in the future. It will never exist then. And there must never be a vacuum. That is why Africa Maibuye movement becomes the necessary replacement of a dead liberation movement, of a directionless liberation movement, and come with a 21st century liberation movement that is defined by principles of accountability, of openness, of meritocracy, that is in love with our people, that respects traditional leaders, that respects religious leaders, that seeks guidance from the people of South Africa. Comrades, if you had constituted a faction of any kind in the organization, that faction is dissolved with immediate effect. If you are not in speaking terms with any of the members or leaders of Africa Maibuye movement, from now on you must be on speaking terms. We do not have space for squabbles. We do not have space for petty politics. We must always show a united force on the ground. We must always be exemplary. The people must always gain inspiration from how we operate. And we must be respectful. We must not use vulgar language, even against political opponents. We must speak with respect. We must refer to people with proper titles. If Archbishop is Archbishop, his title is Archbishop. It's not Pastor Zondo. It's Archbishop Zondo. If a person is a chief apostle, if it's Apostle Mushala in Chekaina, in the Western Cape, it's Apostle Mushala. If it is Nkosi so and so, the titles must always be correct. Because you are going to visit churches and religious institutions. Some are led by reverends, some are led by bishops, some are led by chief apostles. And then because you come from your own ideas of what should happen, you just refer to them as you feel. Already they are turned off. Already their congregants will be like, and you, in some instances, pastor is a category far below the archbishop. And then you come then and say, I want to thank Pastor Zondo. The church already stand off. That you are here to demote our archbishop to a pastor. Leadership of Maibuye must know how to interact with our people. We must know how to respect our people. And most importantly, comrades, as leadership, when people raise complaints against service delivery issues in your communities, you can't always join into complaining. As Maibuya, you must come with clear alternatives and solutions as to what do we do now. Our people know leadership. If you join into complaining, they will think, no, this is part of us. He's on this side. She's on this side. If we complain, they complain. When they come to you to say, we've got a problem of water here, they want you to come with a solution. They don't want you to say that, I know that it has been like that for 5 years. They don't want you to repeat after them. They want you to come with a solution as to what do we do now? The reason we say total freedom and emancipation now is that in all material times, as Africa Maibuya movement, we must come with solutions now. Our people are not hungry tomorrow. Our people are not homeless tomorrow. Our people are not jobless tomorrow. Our people are jobless now. Our people need solutions now. If we sit in leadership structures from VD level, ward level, sub-regional level, regional level, and talk amongst ourselves as to what do we do now, we'll come with solutions. The Black People's Convention, which we spoke about, led by President Winfred Khwari and Honorary President Stephen Bantu Biko, under apartheid conditions, with no resources, had multiple projects that empowered many communities. And by the way, some of those are still in existence to this day. The Zanompilo healthcare facility is still in existence, although now under government regulation, but it was started by the Black Consciousness Movement's Black People's Convention. If we sit down honestly and reflect to say, yes, we are going to develop a manifesto from amongst the people, but what do we do now? What interventions can we make now? And if some of the issues are issues that require upper levels of leadership, we must then be able to elevate those issues to say, province, can't you find a solution for this? National, can't you find a solution for this and that? Comrades, let's go on the ground with discipline. We really appreciate that we came from all corners of South Africa. There are many problems in this country, and the political principals and political occupants of office are unable to resolve the crisis of South Africa. Criminals do as they wish. They have declared a national state of disaster on gender-based violence and femicide. But things go on as usual. If we were to ask government today that since you have used Section 23 of the Disaster Management Act to declare a national disaster on gender-based violence and femicide, what is it that you have done differently since the declaration of gender-based violence as a national disaster? Nothing. And that is what they always do. There are certain things that have to be attended to differently. If gender-based violence is a state of disaster, there must visibly be something that is done differently. And we have called in the press conference that we had that the area which must be declared a national state of disaster is also the shortage of water in many areas in South Africa. If we can declare a national state of disaster on water shortages, we will be able to resolve the crisis and dedicate everything, improve the coordination of government and even call on society. Those that can fund a borehole somewhere, let them fund a borehole. Businesses must be involved, churches must be involved in resolving the water crisis. We can't have a country 31 years into so-called inclusive democracy, and you have got areas where people share water with animals. That is why we as Africa Maibuya have already begun with the little resources that we do not even have. In some of the interventions and areas where we visit, we are going to dig borehole and install water systems even before our government. Because we appreciate that we need to make interventions as soon as yesterday. Comrades, we have done very well. We have achieved all that we sought to achieve with this national convention. So let us, all of us, travel safely back to our homes. I'm sure at the end, the Archbishop is going to pray for all of us. Let us go to festive season and be safe in all forms and all manner. Let us look after one another. Let us make sure that we look after those that cannot look after themselves. The little resources that we'll gain access to, you must think that when it gets to excess levels, who else do you empower? Who else do you assist? And not just be wasteful and be boastful that you have got more than enough. When there are neighbors, there are friends, there are family members, there are communities that do not have anything to eat. All of us, let's go on the ground and speak to our people with humility. Whenever we have got additional resources, let's see how we help the poorest of the poor. Let us see how we respond to the immediate challenges that confront our society. Thank you very much, comrades. We really appreciate that all of us have gathered here. Amanda! Away, two!